For the 18 people killed, 13 injured in a mass shooting last week.
More people came together than could fit in Lewiston's Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul.
It's been awful. It's been horrible. Hopefully we're on our way to healing.
A screen was set up on the lawn to broadcast the interfaith vigil to the hundreds who could not fit inside.
Katie Brace in Lewiston reporting for Fox TV affiliate Boston 25 News. The city was on lockdown for 2 days until the shooting suspect was found dead. A Jewish center at Cornell University in New York's under guard because of violent threats against the school's Jewish students on an online forum about fraternities. The Gaza Health Ministry reports more than 8,300 Palestinians killed in Israeli military strikes since Hamas terrorists launched their sneak attack on Israel.
An Israeli military spokesman says dozens of Hamas fighters were killed in overnight operations in Gaza. Soldiers and armed vehicles from Israel expanding their operation to destroy the militant group, which killed over 1,400 Israelis in its terrorist attack on October 7th.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. House Republicans plan to vote this week on a standalone military aid package for Israel, among other business.
The first full week for new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has Congress voting on 3 appropriation spending bills that fund different parts of the government. The week could also see Republicans make progress on a short-term spending bill to keep the government open past the November 17th deadline. Congressman Michael Guest from Mississippi joining many GOP members in wanting one that goes until January to give lawmakers time to negotiate.
To come to some compromise on some final spending bills, and let's get those bills passed.
The House bills have included spending cuts President Biden has threatened to veto.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office calls Matthew Perry's cause of death inconclusive pending toxicology test. The actor was found dead at his home Saturday, 54 years old. America's listening to Fox News.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. The Fed creates and pops bubbles using interest rate manipulation. Why put the value of your IRA or 401k at their mercy? This is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To get a free info kit from Birch Gold, text the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to 989898. Do it now and protect your savings.
Classes are canceled today at Worcester State University in Massachusetts. Police are looking for a suspect in a shooting on campus early Saturday. One person is dead and others injured. None of the 3 are students at the school. Homecoming and family events were canceled over the weekend. A hearing is scheduled today in the federal antitrust case filed over the planned merger of JetBlue and Spirit Airlines.
Earlier this year, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the Justice Department's antitrust lawsuit against the JetBlue Spirit Airlines $3.8 billion merger, saying already 4 airlines, Delta, American, Southwest, and United, control close to 80% of this market.
JetBlue's elimination of Spirit as an independent company increases the risk that the remaining airlines, including JetBlue, would coordinate to raise prices or reduce capacity on particular routes where Spirit currently operates.
The flight attendants union supports the merger after they were promised raises and no furloughs or displacements for 7 years. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
At the movies.
The horror film Five Nights at Freddy's made $78 million in ticket sales to lead the way.
We must be new security guards.
Can I help you, officer?
Have you met them yet?
The movie is the best opening horror film of the year. In second place, the seemingly unstoppable Taylor Swift.
Welcome to the Eras Tour.
Her concert film of her tour made another $14.7 million domestically and has now made more than $149 million in North America and in excess of $203 million around the world. Jane Fergus, Fox News.
Nikki Haley files her paperwork to get on the ballot as a presidential candidate in her home state, South Carolina. She's there this morning. Vivek Ramaswamy has 4 campaign events today scheduled in Iowa. Dow futures are up 200 ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police asking for help in their investigation of a shooting left one U of I student hurt Sunday morning in the area of South 3rd Street and East Healy Street. They say two men got into a fight at a large house party, which led to that shooting. Now, again, the investigation is under control. Anyone with information should contact police. An investigation underway after an employee stabbed during an attempted robbery at a convenience store near the campus of the University of Illinois Champaign. Police say it happened at the Circle K on East Green Street early on Saturday. He was stabbed during a struggle with a man who tried to take alcohol from the store without paying. Investigation into a woman's death in Atwoods resulted in charges being filed against two. Atwoods police chief said arrest warrants were issued for obstruction of justice and the death of 21-year-old Maya Evans. She was found dead August 19th at a home on North Iowa Street. Her death considered suspicious. Police and fire investigating. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim.
Hey, good morning. It's Monday. It is the last day of the month. I'll be doggone. Right. October 30. That was fun last night at State Farm. Mm-hmm. Talk about that coming up. ESPN 93.5 Weather with Greg, brought to you by Carl.
Encourage women in your life to get their annual mammogram. The earlier diagnosis, the better chance of survival. The Mills Breast Cancer Institute at Carl is there for you every step of the way. Learn more at carl.org.
Well, Mr. Weatherman, you said this was going to happen, and I'll be doggone, it has happened exactly as you say.
Yes. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your perspective, set events over the past weekend and the feel out there this morning, but not all that terribly off right now from what it ought to be for the next to last day here in October, but we'll take on more over the next 36 to 48 hours, more of a almost late November, early December feel, and maybe the look of a little winter in the air here. And some spots could get a little spooky, particularly the farther north out of Champaign you go, with some snow shower and flurry activity that may conceivably coat some degree of colder surfaces here to our north and northwest here tomorrow afternoon. So a pretty impressive little impulse coming on by, but quickly we reverse the atmosphere, turn those winds in from the west off the Pacific, he tries to say, and will moderate temperatures nicely here over the weekend, next week as well, but maybe a little more of a wetter weather pattern coming off some of these rain totals that were upwards of an inch and a quarter that came through the area here late last week and early on into the weekend. Out the door this morning, 33 Willett in Savoy. Let's see, Rantoul checks in with a reading of 32 degrees at the current time, and a rather fresh northwest wind out there as well, knocking wind chills down into the 20s. Get ready and used to that in the coming days. Sunshine, 43 tonight. Clear cold tonight. West-southwest wind, 25. Tomorrow for Halloween, becoming windy, partly sunny. Dress accordingly, and there may be a little snow in the air, both morning and afternoon. Highs at about 39. That's it, with a northwest wind, 20 to 30 and gusty. Hold on to the trick-or-treat bag good in time. Clearing off cold tomorrow night, lows down around 21, sunshine and 43 on Wednesday. Then we'll moderate here to 50 on Thursday, 57 on Friday, lower 60s over the weekend, and maybe a rain shower here late Saturday night, and again early next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solye.
Yeah, take the little hosey things off the spigot. Take your hose off. It's going to be 21 tomorrow night. What? Well, good morning to Diane Ducey. I am Stevie Jay. This is Raven Harrison. She ran for Congress, political strategist. She's on the phone from Gainesville, Florida today on the Tabbins Joint phone line. How are you, Raven?
Doing great. How are you?
Fine. Representative Dean Phillips launches 2024 Democratic presidential primary challenge. I could hear Dean's mother going, "Oh, honey, why? Why, honey? What's he doing?"
He really is hoping, because I think the Democrats have already, when they pick their champion, so to be, they get behind him lock and step. There's no deviation from the narrative whatsoever. They have decided they're just going to ride Biden until he can't do it anymore, and then they're going to sub in who I think is Gavin Newsom. That's why he's been traveling to China and doing all this stuff. But this is unfortunately a reality of the Democrat Party. If you are not playing the game they want, they will cancel you. So I don't believe he's going to get any warmer reception than RFK did, and he's got a legacy to Kennedy, and they wouldn't even give him the time of day. They won't even protect him.
I'm just wondering, Dean Phillips could be Bob Smith. It could be, who told him that he had a chance in the Democratic primary?
Because he's worth $77 million.
He's worth $77 million, but at this point, you're going to need several billion to have any chance in a party race like this. I mean, it's
I agree.
he can self-fund it. It's just kind of a that's a reaction, and it's not going to get any traction, is it?
Well, I don't think it is. I think what's going to happen is he's trying to position himself to be a better alternative than the heir apparent, which is Nancy Pelosi's nephew of Gavin Newsom. So I think what he's hoping to do is get his name out there and see if he can position himself to take over what we all know is coming.
Okay, well that's I'm hoping that Joe doesn't get out and start talking about staying with the family next August, and here comes Michelle Obama. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. You put Michelle Obama on there, they're going to win. I don't think there's any doubt, right? I mean,
well, I don't know. I think Joe's argument is compelling that he was born in Israel to Polish parents and raised Puerto Rican to, destroy his country in record time. I don't know. That's a pretty compelling argument.
Tell me what it means that the Squad did not condemn Hamas attacks and massacre on the Israeli people. This is like turning on the lights at the end of the night. We really see who people are right now.
And we've seen that for a while. There's been anti-Semitic comments coming out from the Squad since almost day one. And before day one for Rashida Tlaib, who was funded by Hamas. They're one of her donors. That's been widely known and documented, but yet they've allowed them to remain in Congress. They've allowed them to remain on these committees and allowed them to continue to spew this anti-Semitic hate. And no consequences have come to these women, I'll put that in air quotes, for propagating this, which is against the oath that they swore to uphold. Period. Stop.
I just wonder if there's any ramification to it. I doubt it, huh?
There has not been until we get a reset in this leadership, and that's what we need to convince voters going forward. Is it's not an R or a D. Either justice applies to everyone or to no one, and we can't have openly anti-Semitic people serving in Congress, and I'll put serving in air quotes too, who are against our allies. Israel is our ally. And so this is an unacceptable position for them to take and to spew. Rashida had a Palestinian flag and an LGBTQ flag outside her office right after the attack. I mean, they've not even tried to hide it.
All right, so the way forward today is what? I mean, status quo. Is it going to be? Do you believe it'll be Donald Trump against Joe Biden?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I believe that that's the way that the left wants it, unless he just honestly, and I'm not wishing that, but falls apart or absolutely just collapses, which he's very close to. But right now, they're just trying to stretch as much longevity and then put somebody in who's above reproach. Because if they put somebody in at the last minute, I also believe their play is to allow these terrorist attacks from people they continue to let in to our country and then try to lock us down and steal the election with martial law. I believe that's what that's their contingency plan, is to lock us down and just say, hey, we can't have elections. We got to lock everything down if plan A doesn't work.
Yikes. Scary stuff. All right, Raven, how can we find Raven's Mantle?
You can find it on my website at ravenharrison.com or on amazon.com or barnesandnoble.com.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
If you're getting married, you need to talk about money. Busey suggests you do this. Couples who tackle money problems together take responsibility for solving them will find their relationship could very well be better. Share credit. Talk about what you've got, what they've got. Develop a plan to shoot down existing debt, one bite at a time. Decide how much you want to save as a couple. Withdraw the funds automatically from your paychecks and don't touch it if you don't have to. When you're just starting out, or maybe you're celebrating a milestone anniversary, maybe you need to talk with the good people at Busey about stuff. You know, Busey has personal, mortgage, business, cash management, wealth management. You can go to Busey.com or stop by one of their many convenient locations today. Busey since 1868, member FDIC. Hey, it's 7:14, ESPN 93.5 Illinois wins the exhibition game.
Looking very impressive in our final exhibition game. The Maui Strong event raised over $1 million, $82.75 over the preseason number 1 Kansas. We were ranked number 25. There were 12 Illini getting playing time. Terrence Shannon Jr. with 28 points. We had 11 three-pointers, out-rebounded the Jayhawks 39-32. Do we get some Brad?
I'll get that coming up.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. So that was awesome. We also had our Illini volleyball team winning against number 16 Purdue. Next up for them at Huff Hall on Wednesday against Northwestern at 7 o'clock. The women's basketball team in action at 6 o'clock tonight. Illinois men's golf is in action, and that's at with the Ryder Cup style at Stanford University with 8 teams participating. We've been ranked in this fall season at number 18. So go Illini all around with all of those stories trending right now. Did you watch any NFL action yesterday?
Yeah, watched some. It's been a busy weekend. We had young Jacob Hurtubise in town.
Awesome.
And he was there for a wonderful little get-together. And it was Cincinnati Reds let him come home.
Yes.
For 2 days.
Awesome.
Oh, he's back in Arizona.
Well, we're essentially about a month out now, so I get that he wants to get back for some of these celebrations of the happy couple with Grace and Jacob.
This is the only one he was able to get to.
Okay.
Because, hey, he's playing baseball, but it's been a 10-month season. It's pretty long. He went last January. But the fact that he's getting these accolades now from the Reds and on the radar, exciting next month for him to see if he can make that 40-man roster, which is a big deal. And, you think about all the baseball players in the world, and there's got to be tens of thousands of them that dream of playing in Major League Baseball. And each team can protect 40 guys. And to get protected, and we'll see if that happens. Big deal. Anyway, busy weekend. Did not see a ton of things. We were just building a wall. Remember, I was telling you getting a door.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff. We were trying to create a new bedroom in our home and all these things. So,
well, your New Orleans Saints beat the Colts 38-27.
Yep.
We also had Minnesota over Green Bay 24-10, and the LA Chargers over the Bears 30-13. And there's, of course, Monday Night Football tonight when it comes to the Raiders and I forget.
Detroit Lions.
Thank you.
What tells you can never count on anything? The Denver Broncos, who gave up 70 points 3 weeks ago to the Miami Dolphins, beat the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
How can Denver ever beat the Kansas City Chiefs no matter what?
Well, that's why we play them.
Kansas City won. The last time Kansas City lost to Denver, I think, was 2 presidents ago. I think Barack Obama was president. It's been 8 years.
Wow.
They've lost 16 straight to Kansas. So that tells you, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, do not bet on anything you can't afford to lose.
There you go.
Because I would have bet heavily on the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Denver Broncos. Did not happen.
World Series tied at a game apiece. It'll be the Texas Rangers at Arizona tonight for the Diamondbacks in Game 3 that's happening. So I'm sure you had a little baseball talk about that with Jacob since he was home.
Not a lot. We're just building stuff. We're painting.
Okay.
You should have told your husband to put $1,000 on the Arizona Diamondbacks who win the World Series last March. If you'd have put $1,000 in the Diamondbacks who win the World Series, you'd have $125,000.
That would have solved some problems.
Okay, 7:18. We got your Fox Business Minute coming up. It's Monday.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. Going to be a good-looking but cold day's worth of weather. A little more typical of mid to late November and these waning days of October. Sunshine and 43 today with a brisk northwest wind. Tonight, cold down at around 25 for the low. Tomorrow, a little spooky around the edges. Unseasonably cold, becoming windy, partly sunny, and a couple of snow showers and sprinkles in the air for the morning and again for the afternoon. Trick-or-treat time as well. Northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. High temperatures just 39 tomorrow. Clearing off tomorrow night and cold, low down to 21, sunshine and 43 on Wednesday, but then nice moderation in temperatures expected back to more seasonal levels. Partly cloudy, chilly up to around 50 on Thursday. Friday high of 57. Weekend forecast, maybe a shower late Saturday into Saturday night. Dry weather on Sunday. Weekend highs of 62 on Saturday, 61 on Sunday, and perhaps a couple of more spells of shower activity early next week with high temperatures again in the lower 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
McDonald's shares are higher. The fast food company's earnings and revenue both top forecasts. It was able to charge more, which pushed its sales up 14% and boosted its profit. McDonald's customers were placing bigger orders and were buying more online. There's a merger in the real estate business. San Diego-based Realty Income is buying Spirit Realty Capital, which is based in Dallas. And there's an advertising merger. Omnicom is buying Flywheel Digital, which helps to sell brands on Amazon and Walmart. Wireless companies have found ways to make more from you. The Wall Street Journal says companies are raising prices and offering premium service plans to boost their profits. AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon all made more money from services in the recent quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Kudlow on Fox Business is now on the go for podcast fans. Download the Kudlow Show podcast every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com. Kudlow covers the latest headlines and business trends with an emphasis on the financial impact facing households and businesses across the country. Listen to interviews with key business newsmakers. The Kudlow podcast will be available on the go after the show every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
All right, here's something coming up you might be interested in if you can get to it. Hi, it's Stevie J. I want to invite you to Stevie J Travel's unveiling of the 2024 travel itinerary. Are you interested? You might as well come. It's free. 10:30 in the morning, Tuesday, November 7th at the beautiful iHotel. Keith from Premier will be there, and he'll kind of identify where you're going to go next year. We got the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. We got a trip to Alaska. We got great trains in the Grand Canyon. Some wonderful, unique trips that you'll be interested in taking a look at and maybe even joining us on an excursion and an adventure next year. 2024 is upon us. We need to start thinking about where you're going. Stevie J Travel, you can go to steviejtravel.com for more information, or just simply come on over to the iHotel and Conference Center on Tuesday, November 7th, 10:30 in the morning, and we'll be excited to share some of the trips we partner with Premier on and some other surprises. Again, it's Stevie J Travel, iHotel, November 7th at 10:30 in the morning. Stevie J Travel. Where do you want to go?
Norm Miller here, chairman of Interstate Batteries. You know, without batteries, life would be pretty lifeless. That's why Interstate All Battery Centers carry them in every size, shape, and style so you can drive, drill, call, film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable.
Interstate All Battery Center. You'll find them outrageously dependable just over Interstate 74 at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign, with batteries for most every application in stock.
Carpet Weavers is flooring their customers. They work with the biggest brands to bring you the best selections and prices on hardwood, luxury tile, carpet, and more. Stop in at 616 West Market View Drive in Champaign and let one of their sales associates help you find the perfect flooring for your lifestyle. Their 100% satisfaction guarantee allows you to be confident in your purchase. Carpet Weavers has been flooring people with beautiful carpet and flooring since 1988. In fact, they're nationally ranked as one of the top 25 specialty flooring stores in the country. Find out more online at carpetweaversflooring.com.
All right, it is Monday. This is the 30th, so I'm trying to gauge the trick-or-treat crowd. I think the numbers will be down because the weather looks... You're not going to not trick-or-treat, but when you have to wear a stocking cap, it definitely hinders because the kids don't want to stay out there.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would guess early and short.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're dressed as a double Barney where you have all kinds of warmth in there, you're just not going. But again, it's candy night, man.
Yeah.
When else can you ever go to people's house and get chocolate?
It's awesome.
Not hamburger often.
So fun. And all the indoor events, a lot of the parents are tapping into that. I know tomorrow with the women's basketball team facing Truman State, they're encouraging 12 and under to come in costume and get some treats and get in for free.
All right. Nice event there. All right. Coming up, we'll take a break for the news, and then we'll come back and we'll play some clips from last night's game. But yeah, we beat Kansas.
Yeah, they look good.
I thought we looked old.
Stevie.
Johnny's here. Brother Johnny's jumped in our studio.
I believe I said Illinois will beat Kansas.
You did tell me that.
Excellent.
You did mention that, and it was, Kansas. I like seeing Bill Self. I've always liked Bill Self. I like him. I always did.
Wearing glasses in this stage.
Well, he had him on, then he had him off, then he had him on, then he had him off. But it was just a nice exhibition. Didn't count. But, we clearly, I think it also kind of shows the difference between a number 1 preseason and number 25. There's just not much margin. 1 in 30.
Well, wait a minute. We're probably a little better than 25 right now. I'll tell you, Bill is a good coach, but nobody can take 5 new guys from who knows where all over the country. Yeah. And we have 5 or 6 veteran players.
We counted 7 that are back from last year.
Well, but some of them are older.
Oh, yeah. The ones that transferred in are old.
So
Coleman Hawkins was the youngest kid on the court last night at the end of the game, and he's 21, turning 22. So we have a bunch of men. And last year, remember all the freshmen? We played our freshmen last night for about a minute until they had whatever turnovers. It didn't look very good, and that was what we had last year.
Right. Well, also just having played together, it's a whole. They were really looking pretty good, Steve.
Yeah, Gary was really.
But
he's a guy.
Gary A is he made 8 out of 10 free throws. What was that? That's 80%, I think.
That brings tears to my
eyes.
I know.
We
needed that.
And to see the 3 ball go down for Coleman, and Terrence Shannon had it. And anyway, I got Bill Self. I've got Brad Underwood from the game last night, and heard Bill commenting about Lauren Tate, who's coming up on 92.
Oh, wow.
Still active, still sounds great. No, it's remarkable.
Absolutely.
It is remarkable what Lauren Tate has done and continues to do with good content. And anyway, as he walked in, he said, who do I know here? Oh, I know Lauren. Lauren's been around since Harry Combs.
That's right.
And then as he walked out, which I don't have that clip, but he walked out and he's going, I heard Lauren shot his age, 102.
Well, Lauren was on the at the practices when I was playing football in Illinois.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
I always wondered why I never did a story. I mean, come on, Lauren.
Come on, man.
There
what
you
are you
go.
doing?
Philo.
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. He can still make up for it.
Yeah, that's right.
Illinois basketball starts the season on Monday the 6th at 7 o'clock against EIU.
Yeah, again, we got Marquette.
That's
coming in
November 14th.
Ranked 5th.
Well, I like some tough teams early, and the ACC challenge is gone, Steve.
Yeah.
So
we got another couple. What is with Marquette? We have I think we thought that we had 10 top 10 opponents because you got Purdue twice, Michigan State twice. That's 4.
Well, I'm looking at preseason.
Preseason is Marquette, and there's somebody else tough.
Izzo always plays the tough teams,
I know.
man. And he doesn't care if he gets beat up because it's first season, then it's the Big Ten, then it's the NCAA, and he always works it out pretty good.
Yeah.
So we got EIU on the 6th, and then Oakland on the 10th, and Marquette on the 14th, Valparaiso on the 17th, SIU on the 19th, the 24th is Western. So those sound like a typical kind of preseason.
I wouldn't expect to lose any. Well, Marquette's good.
Marquette, they're real good.
Valpo has a good program.
Yeah, that's Roger Powell.
Yeah, I heard. He's the Reverend.
Yeah, the Reverend is there. Okay, we'll come back. We'll play the clips. Bill Self. And Bill, by the way, I thought he looked younger and better than when he was here. I mean, the guy's 60, I think.
I don't know, but he did look fine, and he's always been classy.
Yeah, and he talked early in the press conference about, he said I never really left the nest, and then I came to Illinois, and I had Jay Mariotti as my beat writer. I mean, Chicago. So he said I learned more than I ever learned anywhere else in Illinois. But and again, we talked about this, but I don't think he ever would have left it for anything but Kansas.
Right. That's where he played basketball, right?
He played Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he is 60.
Well, by the way, if you have to hold a grudge, it's Matt Doherty who screwed everything up.
That's right.
Because he couldn't coach his way up.
North Carolina was
and they gave him all the chances in the world. You and I were cheering for North Carolina because we saw it coming like a freight train.
As much cheating as they did, I was still rooting for North Carolina.
Roy Williams would go there if he had a chance,
Kansas,
and then we knew that'd be a problem.
Well, and again, they cheated their brains out when all of them were writing papers during our championship year.
Well, you would think they could have cheated for Matt Doherty.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Come on, man.
That's probably when they started. So we got to do something different.
Who's bitter? Who remembers that stuff?
Right.
We're going to come right back. I got Bill Self. I got Brad Underwood to play some clips. Stand by. ESPN 93.5, 7:30.
Discover your best self at Parkland College. Earn credits that transfer or power forward on a new career with in-demand training, learning support, and tuition assistance. Enroll now for spring classes at parkland.edu. Discover your best self at Parkland College. Earn credits that transfer or power forward on a new career with in-demand training, learning support, and tuition assistance. Enroll now for spring classes at parkland.edu.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Hey folks, fall is coming, and so are great deals on the world's fastest mower, Dixie Chopper, at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. They still have some 23 and a select few 22 residential and commercial models at liquidation prices too low to advertise. Whether you're mowing your yard at home or 200 yards commercially, you'll get the best warranty in the business with 3-year bumper-to-bumper unlimited hours or 5-year bumper-to-bumper up to 600 hours that includes the engine, deck, and spindle hub. Go see Andy Bowman at Dedicated Diesel in Urbana for warranty details and best pricing on the world's fastest mower. He's clearing out inventory to make way for the new 24s, and no reasonable offer will be refused. Dedicated Diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, that's just off Route 45, 217-328-0562. Always a pleasure to talk about Donnie up at Long Branch Steakhouse there in beautiful downtown Gifford. Well, you know what, friends? It's never too early to make your Christmas party reservations at the Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford. They are taking party reservations for December. 2 nights already gone. Don't be left out this year. If you want a fabulous night at the Long Branch for your office party, get it done now. Connect with the Long Branch Steakhouse and book your Christmas party. Long Branch Steakhouse, beautiful downtown Gifford.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections, and they see the savings and higher voter turnout we deserve. I strongly encourage you all to sign on to the permanent vote by mail list and vote from the comforts of your home. Go to ChampaignCountyClerkIL.gov and sign up now.
Fox News has learned that a high-level Israeli official in coordination with the United States visited Doha on Saturday to meet with Qatari negotiators. The discussion focused around the hostages and how to further those talks to get more hostages released.
The IDF reports at least 312 soldiers have died in the fighting, and it struck over 600 targets in Gaza overnight. An emergency meeting of the UN Security Council set for today at the request by the United Arab Emirates, which wants a binding resolution demanding that Israel accepts humanitarian pause to the fighting in Gaza. Donald Trump describes it as not constitutional rude gag order by a federal judge stopping the former president from attacking the prosecutor or witnesses in his upcoming election interference trial in D.C. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police asking for help in their investigation of a shooting left one U of I student hurt Sunday morning in the area of South 3rd Street at East Healy. Police say 2 men got into a fight at a large house party, which led to the shooting. That student taken to a nearby hospital. The good news, that student expected to be okay. Saturday marked the final day of the season for Urbana's Market at the Square. Several vendors and community members came out to grab their favorite products. The outdoor market may be ending, but the indoor winter farmers market at Lincoln Square Mall kicks off Saturday, November the 4th. Champaign County establishing a micro loan fund to help community continue its recovery from COVID, the pandemic. The loan fund aims to help disadvantaged entrepreneurs and small businesses in Urbana access affordable financial services, focusing on those who do not qualify for traditional lending. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Some terrific programs from the Urbana Park District, bringing on our Greg Soyer weather forecast for Halloween tomorrow. UrbanaParks.org.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. In the wake of late week rainfall across the area, upwards of an inch noted in some spots and southern sections of the Corn Belt as well. It's more or less a mid to late November look and feel around these parts with sunshine and 43-degree readings for this afternoon. Brisk northwest wind, mostly clear, colder tonight, down around 25. A little smoky around the edges for the day tomorrow. A couple of snow showers and flurries for the morning and afternoon. Only 39 on Halloween with a northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Hold on to that trick-or-treat bag. Good and tight. Clearing off and colder still tomorrow night. Low down to 21. Sunshine and 43 on Wednesday. Will moderate temperatures up near 50 on Thursday. Sunshine and 57 on Friday. There may be a couple of rain showers around late Saturday and Saturday night. Nothing on Sunday. Weekend highs in the lower 60s. Back into increasing rainfall chances for early next week with, again, high temperatures into the lower 60s. We'll keep you posted right here. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solye.
Well, back to football, and I am again, maybe not marching to the same beat of the same drummer. I believe Illinois still has a chance to go to a bowl game.
No, I think that if you watch Illinois and you see how much better they are than they were at the beginning of the season, I believe they have a good chance.
So we go to Minnesota, 2:30. We got Jay Lehman, the Jay Lehman Hour, massively entertaining, 3 to 4, replayed 5 to 6 on your way home if you don't get off till 5. And then Luke Altmaier, quarterback Altmaier, will be on after 4 as he is every Monday.
That's right.
So we'll be talking Illinois, Minnesota. I'm sure we're underdogs, but I think we can beat Minnesota.
No, we could win every game theoretically, but there again, then you could get beat. So I just think that they've improved a lot on defense. Luke's getting pretty comfortable in the offense, and you better watch out for Illinois. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of the Illini were in different pockets, 3 players. You could see video of them at some of the playoff games where Unity moved on. We'll be playing DeCoin at 2 o'clock on Saturday after
at
DeCoin
Unity High School.
Yeah, I wonder why the number 1 has to go to the number 8.
They switch back and forth.
Right.
We just played away. They got it, and they played at home.
I think it's a big advantage to host.
Monticello was actually winning in the fourth quarter, but
Monticello make the playoffs?
They were
they did Friday.
Number 1 DeCoin.
That's right. Oh, that was okay.
That's why we
All
have
right,
DeCoin.
so we got a shot. And they make the number 1 travel 2 weeks in a row? Or is that down at DeCoin?
I thought Monticello went to DeCoin, but I
think
don't
they
know.
hosted. Anyway, we'll see what happens with the area.
Right.
I know Centennial's out. I don't know who else. Mohammed Seymour. They lost. Mohammed Seymour lost too. Yeah. So I guess Unity. St. Ogden won.
Okay.
All right. So
St. Thomas More won.
St. Thomas 8-on-8. Is that what they're playing?
Yeah.
Right.
8-man football.
Man, I wish we had 8-on-8.
Boy, that'd be
Got
a
it.
lot
Back
of fun.
in the day.
There's just too many guys out there, but with 8, you got a shot.
That'd be a lot
wide
of-
open, one-on-one defenders.
Nobody would have stopped
Man
Johnny
to
and
man.
Kent Carroll. Nobody would have stopped that. All right, 7:38. Illinois beats Kansas in an exhibition, 82-75. Brad Underwood after the game.
I was very, very pleased with our offensive flow the first half. I thought we had difficulty at times in the second half. But both these guys got going from 3. We took advantage of some ball screen coverages that they had. I was hoping tonight that Coleman might get 23s up, but then Terrence, they went under in their ball screens, gave him great looks, and then really excited about the start of the second half from this standpoint. They made their run. They made a run, and Hunter got going, McCullough got going. We gave them a few gifts that way, and then we withstood that, and we got back to playing really good basketball. We had 3 turnovers late, 7-minute mark or so. Those are turnovers we can't have, but we got a stop or 2. And then we ran really good offense. Quincy, I think, we had a segment where he was 4-4 from the free throw line. And then we had he made a big time 3 on a big time drift play that helped break it open. But end of the game, we had a lot of age out there, a lot of experience. And I will say that early in the season, you rely on that. It's going to be an opportunity for everybody to continue to grow in those areas, but we were we were trying to learn in those situations, and experience was something that I think Coleman was the youngest on the court, and he's been with us 4 years. So, but Kansas is a heck of a team. They're going to have a great year, and we just got to keep being everyday guys and do our job.
If you have a choice of whether you're going to go get the 5-star freshman or a 5th-year senior, I'm going with the 5th-year senior, because you're going to yell at the 5-star freshman, he's going to transfer, and then he's going to get a better offer. I mean, go with age. They're better anyway.
Well, he's also going to go pro, so you're not going to have him for more than a year.
And how do you feel if you're Murray State or you're Ohio or Miami of Ohio? I mean, they're going to transfer. If they get really good, they just go get the big exposure and money. So it's almost like a minor league system. It's terrible, but that's kind of what it is. If anybody at Eastern gets good, they're not staying at Eastern. That's just the reality of it.
I think you'll see a good basketball team. You've got some really good players that have been here for quite a while. I don't know how many teams have that many in D1 have that many returning good basketball
Not
players.
common anymore. So here's Bill Self at the very beginning of the presser. Back home. Or was it home?
Bill, 20 years later, what was it like to walk into this building? What was coming across your mind?
Well, first of all, they've done a magnificent job with the renovation. It looks great. And what Josh and his staff have done from a facility standpoint is so impressive. The oven is off the chain. It was good to walk in, but it wasn't emotional. Not at all. Would it have been 15 years ago? Yes. But there's enough water on the bridge. I've had enough stuff happen and real life episodes and events go on to make, a departure from an institution not seem quite as big a deal as what I thought it was in real time. But it was great. I thought it was a good atmosphere. I think I was actually very happy that this game will prepare us moving forward, because there's a lot of things that happen in this game that will happen a lot in our future games, and so I thought this was really good for us.
And so what about us? What about the University of Illinois here, Brad? I mean, Bill Self has a perspective because obviously he won a national championship 2 years ago and won one before that. So he's had 2 national championships.
Brad's going to have a really good team. Brad's team's going to get better. I like the pieces, and they have enough depth, and they got fouls that they can give inside. There's a lot of positive things about Brad's team and their men for the most part. I think there will be positive things about my team. I don't think that I see them quite from a competitive standpoint yet. You give up, let's just call it like it is. If Brad comes to Allen Fieldhouse and gives up 82, Illinois is probably not winning. We come up here or go anywhere and give up 82 on the road, you're not going to win. So our mindset isn't what it needs to be a good team yet.
What about Frank Williams? He was here. Frank Williams and DeMonte played and graduated a year or two ago.
No, right. I remember that.
So Bill met with a lot of his former players. There are pictures galore out there. But meeting, how was that, and what did it mean to you, and who did you most enjoy seeing?
The one I was probably most excited to see, though, was Frank. Frank was a bad boy. And the best thing that happened that Frank told me today was he got his degree. So that kudos to him, and that's special. That after all this time, it'd been enough for him to go back and get his degree. In Illinois, I'm sure, did everything they possibly could to help him with that. But now he's got himself and his son, both college graduates from the University of Illinois. To me, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what Frank was a bad boy, but I know there was issues. Even with Lon Kruger, when Lon got here, and he had Frank Williams on his team, and there was issues. And I remember Rob Judson, his assistant, said, all right, the question is, are we better with Frank or without Frank? And Lon said, obviously with.
Yeah, I think that was correct.
But Frank was again, and DeMonte, he turned into a wonderful player for us. And what a fine young man, too. I think he's a police officer in Peoria, Illinois. DeMonte would be a big police officer.
Should we leave it in the
big and tall? Anyway, very exciting to get this thing done. I'm really happy Illinois won.
They raised a lot of money, actually.
Over $1 million for the folks in Maui.
Yeah.
And both of them, the significance is Kansas and Illinois on a rotation to go to Maui every, 4 years?
Okay.
And so they've been there a lot of times. And
Kansas is going this year. We're not going.
Yeah, Kansas is headed that way. And Kansas has some terrific athletes. They're going to be really good.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
Hunter Dickinson, 0-4. Again. Oh, my gosh. The season that nobody remembers, was when Michigan went 14-3 and we went 16-4 and had played all of our games. And we appealed to the Big Ten because statistically, percentage-wise, 14-3 is better than 16-4. But we played 2 more games, and we played 1 game with Michigan that year and beat them by 25 points.
Well, there's just no basis for what they did. I mean, we won the Big Ten. And if you do have a percentage theory, but you have a head-on-head game, that would decide. That's how you do it. When you play the other team, you see who wins. We beat them bad, too, Steve. We crushed them. And that banner is ours. Someday somebody might give that to Illinois because that was just COVID and it was crazy and nobody's thinking straight. And they gave a losing team the championship when they were the losing team. Losing team.
Exactly.
Usually don't get the trophy.
7:46. All right, so we'll get the rest of these sports and rewind it around here. Diane's got that with football and else.
Well, we both talked about the Broncos managed to stun the Chiefs on Sunday, picking up their first victory against the division rivals since the last 17 meetings when Peyton Manning was under center in Denver.
Well, Barack Obama was president.
Right.
The last time Denver beat Kansas City.
But you had Sean Payton, so you had to at least give that. And then Russell Wilson, and we never know, but it's football. But that one surprised me.
Right.
But I did rank him a little bit less because of that Wilson-Payton combo.
Yeah, well, they've kind of dialed down Russell Wilson to kind of manage the game, not his all-on-Russell thing, but he's getting $48.5 million a year. And I don't think he'll be in Denver after this year. It's just too much money for what he's doing. That's a lot of money.
Well, there's a long way to go.
All right, let's see what happens.
I guess to be good sports at Mile High's Empower Field, they played Shake It Off from Taylor Swift for Travis Kelce.
How are they going to see each other?
But Taylor wasn't at the game, and I think that could be the natural
I
syndrome.
see.
Because I'm so pop culture now, she's got an Eras tour that continues. She's got to go to Argentina. And isn't that amazing? You can go to Argentina and sell out. Wow. What is that?
She's worldwide, baby.
Well, I mean, she is, but when is she and Travis going to see each other? He's got to play football. She's got to do the biggest tour we've had in the world in a long time.
People navigate it. Love prevails.
Yeah, but even with a jet, Johnny, you can't get to Argentina very quickly.
Pretty quick, and they're working. They're working. But they'll get together. There's always some rest time.
FaceTime.
LA Chargers over the Bears 30-13.
Yeah.
Minnesota beat Green Bay 24-10. New Orleans over the Colts 38-27.
I am happy the Saints won. They Colts, they were same record 3-4 for the Saints win that one, but I feel so bad for Kirk Cousins.
No kidding. Right when he was playing the best football he's ever played.
He tore his Achilles and he's down for a year in his life. I don't know if he can. He's older, so I don't know.
That one's tough.
That hurts.
Why is the Achilles just?
I don't know.
But when you get that Achilles thing, man, it's brutal.
World Series tied at a game apiece, 7 o'clock tonight, Rangers and Diamondbacks. The women are in action in basketball at 6 o'clock against Truman State, encouraging 12 and under to get in free when they're in costume and get some treats. So Halloween's tomorrow. Most communities trick-or-treating from 6 to 8.
Okay, tomorrow night, 6 to 8. And again, we'll ask Greg coming up about the wind. The wind at the
Will
bags.
the wind be strong in the evening when the trick-or-treaters would win?
And a low of 24 into tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
If you have
You could go as a Michelin Man.
Well, you want to bundle up.
Wear all these layers and
true.
just kind of stick out.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to sit on our porch and watch the trick-or-treaters, but we may not sit outside.
Might be just a few.
Just open a window and throw it out there, let them get it. All All right.
Okay.
We'll check with your weather forecast coming up. ESP on 93.5.
Build strength and endurance in a high-energy, fun fitness class with the Urbana Park District. Work It Circuit runs Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Phillips Recreation Center. Classes are between 5 and 5:50, October 24th through December 14th. Each session takes you through a full-body workout with a mix of resistance training and high-energy aerobics. No experience is necessary, and people of all abilities are welcome. Instructors can modify the class to meet your needs. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Whether your regular beauty counter has disappeared or you want a beauty refresh, then it's time to visit Merle Norman. Beautiful changes happen every day at Merle Norman. Whether you have a special event coming up or you're just in the mood for something new, you can depend on Merle Norman Cosmetics to satisfy all your beauty needs. From advanced skincare solutions to the latest looks and color, we're locally owned and ready to help you with expert guidance and award-winning products. No wonder we've been the go-to brand for millions of women since 1931. Visit us today at 706 West Market View Drive over by Subway.
Illini fans, for a limited time at Jets Pizza, new popcorn chicken pizzas. They're tasty popcorn chicken on their famous BBQ, Aloha BBQ, Buffalo Ranch, or Bacon Ranch pizzas. It's new and a limited time offer, so don't miss out. Try any of the four for just $17.99. Code BBQ. Their popcorn chicken pizzas are perfect to order while watching football with friends and family. Try their tasty popcorn chicken on their famous BBQ, Aloha BBQ, Buffalo Ranch, or Bacon Ranch pizzas. Just $17.99. Code BBQ. Jets, better because it has to be.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. Going to be a good-looking but cold day's worth of weather. A little more typical of mid to late November and these waning days of October. Sunshine and 43 today with a brisk northwest wind. Tonight, cold down at around 25 for the low. Tomorrow, a little spooky around the edges. Unseasonably cold, becoming windy, partly sunny, and a couple of snow showers and sprinkles in the air for the morning and again for the afternoon. Trick-or-treat time as well. Northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. High temperatures just 39 tomorrow. Clearing off tomorrow night and cold, low down to 21, sunshine and 43 on Wednesday, but then nice moderation in temperatures expected back to more seasonal levels. Partly cloudy, chilly up to around 50 on Thursday. A Friday high of 57. Weekend forecast, maybe a shower late Saturday into Saturday night. Dry weather on Sunday. Weekend highs of 62 on Saturday, 61 on Sunday, and perhaps a couple of more spells of shower activity early next week with high temperatures again in the lower 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgay.
All right, thank you, Greg. All right, so a couple of top stories. The killer, the murderer from Maine, was found dead, self-inflicted wound. I think they found him Saturday night over the weekend. In Israel, they're on the edge of Gaza as the Israelis move forward. And I was talking over the weekend, someone about if you have Hamas who massacred, and let's not forget it was a massacre of just unbelievable proportions of what they did to women and children. And you have the stated policy of Hamas to not just get more land, but to kill all of you. And if that is stated as true, and you say, well, not all of Palestine is bad, and I'm sure there's some good souls in Palestine that are being held against their will, but how do you negotiate and have negotiations with someone who doesn't believe you have a right to exist? How do you start a conversation when their premise and their baseline is you're evil, you got to die? How do you even talk to that? I have no idea.
Well, that's the problem. It's been going on for quite some time. So that is exactly right. It's
but if you don't recognize their right to exist, it's a non-starting conversation.
But that's Hamas, not all the Palestinians.
But how do you weave your way through that?
You can't come up with a solution because anything that makes the shooting stop now will evolve in another massacre sooner or later. Because it's not just a policy, it's an obsession and a life's commitment. Wipe out the Jewish state.
And how can you have 8 people in Congress not even condemn the massacre? I mean, just to say, boy, you shouldn't have done that, but Israel's evil. I mean, there was the first thing that Mike Johnson, new Speaker of the House, did was a resolution to say we condemn what Hamas did, and 8 of the squad, including AOC, said, no, we're not condemning that. And so you get, okay, the lights are on, we know who you are. We thought we knew for sure we know who you are now. You're anti-American, anti-Israel. You can call anti-Semitic, whatever you want to say, But how can a normal thinking human not condemn a massacre of women and children?
No normal thinking human can. But you're not talking about normal thinking humans there.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of evidence that they're not normal thinking people.
Yep. I guess you're thinking, well, they're just, this is absolute.
Or that they think there's some good Palestinians. And
no, they say they did not condemn Hamas's massacre.
Okay.
So how could you not say, well, I disagree with it, but they shouldn't have done that? I thought AOC even said that initially.
Yeah, and it's not, they talk of the Israeli war, it's really just a self-defense response to complete horror. I mean, this is not civilized. And so there's not going to be any end of this negotiation until the Palestinians recognize that we all have to try to live together.
Well, it also vindicates my overall premise for about 10 years is God is the only chance we have. If without God and the change in the hearts of men, this is not going to end. It never will. You can go wipe out Hamas, but they're not going away. And somebody else will come back up.
The Israelis are willing to live together. They're just not willing to say, okay, well, if you want to kill us all, come on in.
What the heck?
That's just not what they're willing to do.
Well, it's all backed by Iran. You got Hezbollah, you got Hamas, among others, I'm sure, that are just growing up to try and kill Jews. And so you're having attacks here in this country because I think you said it years ago, Johnny, that sometimes when you speak to all the people aren't sane enough to really come. They're attacking Jews in America now. There's instances of that going on. It's just horrific, and yet it's hard to see the hope here in that area of the world right now. Really,
right now, look, every president in our lifetime has tried to make peace in the Middle East, and Trump came the closest, actually.
Abraham Accords got it started, and that's completely gone now, right? So
I don't know about that. It's not gone because it was with the other countries in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think they're thrown. But with this going on, and of course with people like what do you call them?
Squad.
Promoting Palestinians and saying, look what the Jews are doing, that becomes Israel is the problem. And we've kind of all agreed as a globe that no, they need their place, and it was kind of their land 4,000 years ago, whatever. Anyway, that's the way it is now. And they're fomenting this. These people are complicit in what happened with the massacre. They should atone for what their rhetoric is, because if America's behind the Palestinians, then they are encouraged. That's a big deal still. We're still somebody, Steve, and they should just not take a side like that. And they should just work on the Palestinians' problem, which is what you said, Steve, their commitment to wipe the Jews off the face of the earth. Do you think you would like that? I mean, we had that with the Armenians historically. The Turks wanted to wipe the Armenians off the face of the earth.
Killed 1.5 million or so.
Just more because of just the religion of Christianity, and they just were, that wasn't acceptable. But we didn't like it. We did not like that. So you can't really blame Israel.
We're going to break for the news. Be right back. We got Mario Henry, former NFL player. I love this guy. He's motivational, and he's really cool. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. Stand by. When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars. They're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And this is Luke Goody from men's basketball.
Hey, Luke, last year we talked about some Sony TVs.
I remember. You had a good-looking 65-inch for under $1,000.
Sony didn't fix what wasn't broke. That same TV is now $899. Instead of making new models in the basic series, they dropped the price.
Well, that does sound smart. Most everything costs more this year.
It is smart. Of course, the step-ups are all new and improved. The OLEDs use panels 30% brighter than last year, a processor that remasters content so it just looks real. Sony OLEDs have the best look.
Do they do anything special for sports?
Good question. Fast action can get messy. OLEDs are quicker than regular TVs. Throw in Sony's XR OLED Motion, and your crisp passes will not look blurry.
It's important to see the ball.
As in follow the bouncing ball?
What are you talking about?
They used to do these sing-along shows. Never mind, just Google it.
Get your orange gear ready for the Fighting Illini men's basketball. Hail to the Orange Out game.
One by Shannon. 4-on-1 break. Shannon with a left-handed flush.
Via State Farm Center as the Illini host Big Ten foe Michigan State on Friday, January 13th. Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
Coleman Hawkins, he's got a triple-double, but listen to the roar. That's not the right one. That's not a Michigan State, not yet. We'll be into basketball soon. Indiana coming up week from Saturday,
Yes.
so we're talking about. Mm-hmm. All right, this is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. Break for the news. Come right back, 8 o'clock.
More airstrikes and boots on the ground in Gaza. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The Israeli military reports killing dozens of Hamas militants in an overnight operation in Gaza, and 6 more Hamas targets hit from the air.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says this is the second stage of their war, but the United Nations warns airstrikes are hitting closer to hospitals, used as shelter by tens of thousands of ordinary Palestinians. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, more than 8,000 residents have been killed, mostly women and children. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
President Biden's issued an executive order on artificial intelligence focused on managing the risks, including safety tests and measures meant to protect jobs and privacy. He'll speak about it at an event at the White House this afternoon. At least 11 people are reported killed, dozens injured in mass shootings across the country over the weekend, one in Tampa, Florida.
Tampa police say 2 people were killed and others injured when at least one person started shooting Saturday night in Ybor City, Tampa's historic district known for nightclubs. Mayor Jane Castor.
Shooting where individuals had a dispute and decided to end that dispute with firearms. So now we have lives that have been lost.
Detectives say tips from the public led to the arrest of 22-year-old Tyrell Stephen Phillips. He's charged with murder in Broward County, Florida. Eben Brown, Fox News.
More than 1,500 people are estimated to have attended a vigil last night for victims of last week's mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. They were Bates University students, not from Bates College students, not from Lewiston there.
This is a time that we really needed to show up and support the community, as we've been so supported by the community through our college careers.
A big screen was set up outside the church for people who couldn't fit inside. One of the speakers used American Sign Language. 4 of the 18 people killed in the shooting were deaf. 13 people were injured. America's listening to Fox News.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. The Fed creates and pops bubbles using interest rate manipulation. Why put the value of your IRA or 401k at their mercy? This is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To get a free info kit from Birch Gold, text the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to 989898. Do it now and protect your savings.
The Supreme Court hears arguments this morning about police seizing property they've connected to a crime. In this case, an Alabama woman's car driven by her son, who later pleaded guilty to a minor drug offense. There are free speech and gun rights cases coming up.
Supreme Court justices will begin their November argument session this week with cases that center on the First and Second Amendments. One case challenges a trademark criticizing former President Donald Trump, while another focuses on 2 California school board members. The justices will review a ruling by the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals that held that the school board members violated the First Amendment by blocking 2 parents who criticized them on their personal Facebook and Twitter accounts. The Second Amendment case involves a challenge to the constitutionality of a federal ban on the possession of guns by those who are subject to domestic violence restraining orders. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
At least one senator says the United States is spreading itself too thin, trying to protect itself and others.
Republican U.S. Senator J.D. Vance says President Biden's recent ask of $106 billion in aid from Congress for Israel, Ukraine, the border, and countering China stretches America too thin. His suggestion on CBS Face the Nation that it should be broken up.
We don't make enough weapons. Our manufacturing capacity is too weak. We need to pick and choose. To pick and choose, Congress needs to have a real debate, not collapse these packages together and pretend we can do everything at once. We can't.
The difference in Senator Vance's plan is that it takes out humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A trial starts in Colorado today about whether former President Trump can be kept off the ballot for trying to overturn the 2020 election results. A gag order, meantime, is reinstated by the judge in his federal election conspiracy case regarding Trump's public comments about potential witnesses, court personnel, and the prosecution team. Former president on social media calls the judge a true Trump hater. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign Fire says everyone okay after an apartment fire Saturday on Providence Circle near North McKinley Avenue. Crews arrived at the two-story apartment, found a fire in a bedroom. The fire brought under control due to the building's sprinkler system. Firefighters used a fire extinguisher to snuff out the remaining hot spots. University of Illinois police asking for the help in investigating a shooting that left one U of I student hurt early Sunday morning in the area of South 3rd Street and East Healy. Police say two men got into a fight at a large house party, which led to the shooting and altercation. The student is expected to be okay. Saturday morning, people in Douglas County came together for a 5K fundraiser to help a young boy fighting a rare genetic brain disease. The Foreman family's son, Nash, was diagnosed with vanishing white matter disease last year. The diagnosis is one of about 300 known cases in the world. The run raised $12,000 for Nash through donations and community sponsors. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Brother Johnny's jumped in as well. We're going to call Mario Henry, financial guy, but also spent time in the NFL. He was on a week or two ago, and it just fires me up. Another guy fires me up is meteorologist Greg Solier. So we're looking at trick-or-treating, wondering if there is going to be wind with this cold.
Yes, there will be on for that. Kind of harbors memories of when you and I were out trick-or-treating decades ago in cold. And I remember I had to be in not long after sundown, which back in my era, I can't believe I'm talking this way. The time change was a little bit, I think, sooner, I believe.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
When do we fall back on the clock?
I think it's this weekend.
Next weekend, right,
what?
Diane?
Yeah.
Excuse me? I think it's the 4th or 5th.
Wow.
Whatever. This coming Sunday is back to standard time.
I don't know about decades ago, Greg, I was thinking about going out a little trick-or-treating myself tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
But in any case, the kids, so there may be wind as well as the cold tomorrow evening, you think?
So we've got the wind. We've got, which will be probably pretty healthy, 20-mile-an-hour northwest wind. It will likely be between about 3 and 8. Somewhere we'll start out about 38, 39 degrees and then fall back to about 34, 35 around there. And then a little white stuff in the air, too.
Oh, my God. Okay, well,
there might be a coating on whatever we can find that's cold around here, a fence post or something. Conceivable one or two of these snow showers might have a little minor. Roads will be okay, but maybe on a colder car top or something.
All right.
Well, I'll say one thing. If you go out, if you're tough enough to go, you're going to get a haul because people are going to be dumping their candy in your bag.
There you go.
The Stevie J residence, man, if you're out there, you get those big old candy bars.
No, not yet. Let's check the weather. What are you seeing out there for the week, friend?
Well, my friend, kind of a late November Thanksgiving feel, actually, versus anything like Halloween around here. But this, too, shall pass. The compliments of still a moderate to strong El Nino across the hemisphere. So that should bode well on these turnaround and quick shots of some cold air. Pattern stays a little more active again next week, unfortunately, from a harvest standpoint. And, boy, some of the gauges were right around or even a hair above an inch of rain that we had here late last week and early on into the weekend. In the short term, still got some stubborn stratocumulus clouds to the east and southeast of Champaign County. If you're out towards Danville and down towards Charleston, Mattoon, and Paris, and conceivable might even be even a snowflake coming out of that right now. 33 at Willard and Savoy, 32 over at Rantoul, but we got a northwest wind already into play, and wind chills are down into the 20s. So kind of a mostly sunny day today. The last of the clearing line is making its way the next hour or two out of east central Illinois. Afternoon temperatures for the day today going to be on the colder side of average, probably just about 41 to 42 23 on the spread. Northwest wind 10 to 20. Clear tonight, 22 to 25. Tomorrow it's Halloween. Seasonally cold, windy, partly sunny, and then we'll cloud things over. Couple snow showers and flurries in the morning and again in the afternoon. 39 the high. That's it. And falling on a northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Clearing off lows upper teens and lower 20s tomorrow night. 43 with sunshine Wednesday, but we moderate 50 Thursday, 57 Friday, lower 60s in the weekend. Couple of rain showers late Saturday night, and early next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
He's the financial strategist who played in the NFL briefly in the 90s, found himself making bad financial decisions, so bad that he was homeless for 3 days in his car. After getting a taste of what that was like, he committed himself to master the same financial system that failed him. Mario Henry, I was the guy that said, we want you on, and I just want to turn on the microphone and back off and just let Mario go. Let Mario
Oh, my
go.
God. That's great, man. Good morning. Good morning.
I got Diane Ducey here. I got my brother Johnny, who's a regular on the program. This is Mario Henry. First thing
Mario.
we were going to talk.
How's everybody doing?
We're good. I'm just going to ask you about impulse buying, because now that you're financial guy, it's so easy, Mario. Grab my phone. I spend money I don't really ever see. It's just there. It's on the credit card, meaning it's free. Well, how do we get into that, and how do we break out of it?
Well, it's been here forever if you think about it, but it was on the food side. You know, if you're home, you're bored, you have access to it, it's easy, then you start just binge eating. And then now we're a nation of overweight people. But now we're a nation of debt. So now it's the same type of thing as we get easier access to money and easier access to things that we want.
How do we spend what we have and not what we hope to get?
Well, it goes back to the American way. Credit, debt, everything. But it depends upon what type of person you are. I always instruct my clients, I say, look, if you know you're an impulse person, then create an account that's just there for your impulse buying. If you put $20 a paycheck in there, as it accumulates, use that. Don't even bring your other card out. Almost have a casino type of mentality. This is what I have to spend and nothing else, because when you go apply for that scarf that you're going to see during the shopping time and it's 20-30% off, remember, after they add that all that compound interest, you make the minimum payments, you're paying 500% more for that scarf.
Wow. All right, we're gonna get information on how you can connect with Mario Henry, because he makes a lot of sense. But I want to go back to when you played a little bit in the NFL. You're making a little bit of money. You thought maybe that's going to last forever. You're going to get a big contract. Then it didn't happen. You found yourself homeless in your car for 3 days. How did you pick yourself up to change, and how did you do that? A lot of people don't do that. Most people wouldn't do that, Mario.
Well, you know, and when you play ball, you watch film after every single practice the next day, and you look and see what you've done, what you did good, what you did bad. Sometimes you get yelled at, sometimes you get laughed at, but it's a true analysis. You can't lie. You're looking. I learned to adopt that in my regular life, too. I get up at night before I go to bed, and I roll the tape. I think about what I did good, what I did bad, what I got to improve on. So when you can self-reflect and be honest with yourself, take the ego out, then you can actually now coach yourself as long as you'll listen to yourself. So then now what happened was when I ended up having it, I made a lot of poor choices, meaning that I'm thinking to myself, I was the fastest on my team with the Patriots.
Tell my brother what your 40 was.
Bill Parcells himself timed me at 4.26.
Oh, Jiminy.
I was a track guy in college, though. So I
4.26. Bill Parcells had it on his stopwatch.
That's
moving. Unbelievable.
That's moving.
Mm-hmm. And I've run 4.3 flat consistently, but at the combine when it all mattered,
he had the wrong size shoe. So his agent brought him the wrong size shoe.
Wrong size shoe. He brought me a shoe. I was flopping around like a clown out there, and ran a 4.5 at the combine, and my draft stock went in the toilet. So, you learned about making sure that you can be accountable to yourself. My sons have heard that story 1,000 times, so we just have to make sure. So then when I'm in that car and I'm looking, I said, this financial system failed me. I vowed to understand finance, understand everything, not just stock, because that's what to use the word financial advisor in this country, you got to be certified to just sell stocks. That's a lot more to be able to have a financial strategy than just selling mutual funds and CDs and things like that. So I learned and really, really started to learn from credit to compound interest to franchising to anything possible that you could learn. I just broke it down into simple plays. And then I started to execute. And then since my mind worked through sports, I geared everything that I learned through sports, and I put that into metaphors to teach finance. That's how I taught my kids. That's how I teach, my clients. Because even if they don't understand sports, they, just looking at regular finance is terrifying sometimes because it can be intimidating because we didn't learn the building blocks when we were in school.
You're kind of like Will Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness, Mario. I mean, this is a guy that was way down and fought himself. It was unbelievable. You've kind of done the same thing, and you're very successful now. Give people hope. If they're listening now with a pile of credit card debt charging them 30% interest, give them some hope. Would you, Mario?
Well, it first starts is you're in a bad situation. It's like you're getting your tail kicked in the middle of the game. You got to somehow be able to line up each play, and you still get in the huddle. You still have a strategy. You still have a play. That doesn't work. You're going back. So the first thing that you have to have is you got to have some internal fortitude to understand life is hard as hell. So it's going to be hard as hell for everybody, no matter what their social media is, no matter how they walk around, whistling and everything. Everybody's struggling with something. So once you start to realize that you're not alone, that you don't start to feel like you're a victim. Victimhood will kill you. So then once you start to understand that, hey, I got to be able to do this and recognize that I got myself into this. My ignorance got myself into this. True stories. Then once you get that particular part going, you got YouTube now. You got all these different internet sources. But the time that we'll spend in watching, even though I love it, a football game for 3 hours, we're not putting an ounce of time into our self-improvement. The NFL draft has a draft every year to be able to have better people on their team to give us a chance to win. But we keep our same circle, even if it's a whole bunch of people around us that can't pick us up. So we have to be able to do an analyze. We've got to have cuts. We have to be able to make honest assessments. We've got to look at plays that worked, plays didn't work. So then I taught the financial strategies. What we did, it is a playbook for the number 4 life.com, playbook4life.com. So what happens is you learn about the credit system, not like you really learn about the credit system. You know what each credit bureau does, why it works the way it does, why they have this authority. You learn about how inflation is going to be one of the hardest things that you're going to have to overcome to be able to actually be able to stop working, because it's going to be literally mathematically impossible for people to retire, because we're trying to save in today's dollars for tomorrow's prices, and then we got 2 to 3%, which that's what's being told to us, but I think it's like 7 or 8% depreciation of our money. So we're in a really bad time right now, and it's scary because nobody's talking about it.
Are we going to get that correction people talk about in that stock market that's at, 32,000 right now? We're kind of watching that. Can that go down quite a bit?
Oh, yeah, because just seeing how the Dow is doing, it's not necessarily going to be – that doesn't mean that you're winning. It depends upon how your stocks are, your allocation. But remember, the rule of 4% means, and I'll leave you guys with this. This is scary. The rule of 4% means that you can only live off of 4% of your savings, or else when you retire, because if you try to go 6 or 7 or 8%, then you could outlive your money if you live too long. So then now you got to realize that every year our money's depreciating. So if I have $1 million that I'm saving and I'm 40, and when I retire at 70, I got $1 million, that means I can only live off of $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then that's tomorrow's $40,000, which is about $18,000.
Mario
We gotta
Henry,
have
you can playbook the number 4 life.com. I just pulled it up.
Yes,
you
sir.
look like GQ's calling you too, man. It looks like GQ's calling you. That's what's happening. GQ's calling
Hey,
you.
man, we gotta have fun, man. We gotta have fun with
Man,
life.
I'm telling you, that pinstripe suit's looking good on you, Mario. Anyway, we love having you and appreciate your
No
message.
doubt. But you guys take care, man. I appreciate you guys. Have a
Keep
great
it up, Mario.
Let's go. We'll get you back. Mario Henry on ESPN 93.5 on the Tapman's Towing phone line.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Banning vicinity. In the wake of late week rainfall across the area, upwards of an inch noted in some spots and southern sections of the Corn Belt as well. It's more or less a mid to late November look and feel around these parts with sunshine and 43-degree readings for this afternoon. Brisk northwest wind, mostly clear, colder tonight, down around 25. A little smoky around the edges for the day tomorrow. A couple of snow showers and flurries for the morning and afternoon. Only 39 on Halloween with a northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Hold on to that trick-or-treat bag. Good and tight. Clearing off and colder still tomorrow night. Low down to 21. Sunshine and 43 on Wednesday. Will moderate temperatures up near 50 on Thursday. Sunshine and 57 on Friday. There may be a couple of rain showers around late Saturday and Saturday night. Nothing on Sunday. Weekend highs in the lower 60s. Back into increasing rainfall chances for early next week. With again, high temperatures into the lower 60s. We'll keep you posted right here for Stevie Jay Broadcasting. I'm meteorologist Greg Solye.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Canadian strike against automaker Stellantis is over after just a few hours. The union, Unifor, reached a tentative deal this morning. The walkout started at midnight. The plants in Canada produce the Chrysler 300 sedan, Pacifica minivan, and Dodge Challenger and Charger muscle cars. The United Auto Workers Union reached a tentative agreement with automaker Stellantis over the weekend, and Ford reached its tentative deal last week, so GM is the only automaker without a UAW deal. McDonald's says its customers were ordering online more and were placing bigger orders in the summer quarter. That pushed sales up and earnings top forecasts. McDonald's says it remains confident in its future and the strategic direction of its business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Does your home have those annoying outdoor spigots that leak and have no pressure? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing can help. Install a new Woodford outdoor spigot so your gardens and flowers don't suffer in this summer heat. Make sure your home's outdoors look great and call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Would you like to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for an accountant, a CNC machinist, manufacturing and electrical engineer, and customer service support. Positions for software, aeronautical, mechanical engineer, and machine shop finisher are also available. Positions include an extraordinary benefits package. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more at frasca.com/careers.
Illini fans, take the opportunity to head down to Game Day Spirit's Green Street location, shop their awesome selection of Fighting Illini merchandise. While you're there, shop some of their awesome buy one, get one free t-shirt designs, as well as their Nike section and so much more. With new styles coming in daily, there's sure to be something for every Illini fan. Shop them at the corner of 6th and Green in Campus Town. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
When Ross went out, I always told him to be careful, and that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
I was listening to ESPN after the Jets came back, beat the Giants. It was 13-10 in overtime. And Herm Edwards used to be a head football coach, was saying, and so was the ESPN guy, that it was overtime and the Giants won the flip. And they both said there's no way they should have taken the ball in overtime. They just said the way the game was, it was defensive. And lo and behold, Giants got the ball 3 and out, punted. They went down, kicked field goal.
Well, the idea, they're thinking, okay, well, they're going to stop the Jets, then they'll get the shot at the winning field goal, which is easier than scoring a touchdown.
Before they made the rule where if you don't score a touchdown, the other team gets the ball, before they made that rule, I think 86% chance if you win the flip, you're going to win the game. So,
well, and that's why it wasn't fair the other team didn't get a chance.
I don't think it's fair that you don't get a touch. I just don't think that's right.
So, and if they score a touchdown... If you get the ball in overtime and score a touchdown, the other team doesn't get
I don't
a touch.
like that. I mean, that happened to Kansas City and Buffalo, and Josh Allen never got a chance with Buffalo because Patrick Mahomes made a touchdown. Anyway, I never heard anybody argue for don't take the ball with your flip in overtime. I thought that was unusual.
Well, if they're shutting them down after the kickoff and they get good field position, they need 2 first downs to win the game with field goal, which is probably what the Jets did.
That's exactly what the Jets did because they both weren't doing anything offensively. It was just a defensive game.
And it's also a good observation to make after the game so you can look back and see what happened.
That's right. All right, a break. We'll come back after the news. I want you to hear Bill Self and Brad Underwood from last night. Illinois wins a game that's an exhibition, but it feels a lot better than losing the game that was an exhibition.
Sure, with Kansas being preseason number 1.
That was a good game for both teams.
Yeah.
Self got to play a good team, and that's teaching, and we could use that kind of a boost because they were number 1. It is Kansas, and we played a good basketball game.
Yep. So I mean, again, you're looking forward. You're saying, well, the Big 18, which will be 18 next year, Big 14 right now, Big 10. It is hard, man. It's hard to win on the road, and. You know, with Purdue and Zach Edey, who's going to be one of the best college basketball players ever, but maybe never play in the NBA. Can Zach Edey play in the NBA? He's 7'4", but he just is a little slow of foot, isn't he? Can't run up and down and shoot threes.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
because
who's the guy from Denver? He's real big, but he shoots the three.
Oh, gee, but Jokic.
He shoots a 3, right?
He's a Superman.
Oh gosh,
he does everything.
But he's 7 feet tall,
and you can't stop him. He's simply.
How can a guy that tall be that good outside?
Watch him. I can't answer that question.
It's amazing.
But he makes the threes.
Yeah.
And Tedecumbo shoots the 3, like 20%.
20%.
And Hunter Dickinson still winless in Champaign.
He was in the press conference room afterwards. Didn't look super happy.
Right.
But he's the guy that after we yipped about not being Big Ten champions, Hunter Dickinson said Illinois fans are annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And so that didn't play well.
Well, I got to say.
Because he came from Michigan to Kansas.
As far as the Illini, I'm disappointed that the ACC Big Ten Challenge is not happening because we got to play some good teams before the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I don't know how many good teams we've got on schedule between now and January.
Well, for sure, Marquette, Missouri. I mean, Missouri, you say, well, they're not. Well, Missouri's kicked our butt for how many years in a row? So
we've got a trouble over there.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. But Marquette will be, I think, the best that'll come into State Farm. We had to play them up there and lost. So, All right, come back with more. I'll play some Bill Self and Brad Underwood if you've missed it. Don't forget today, Jay Lehman after 3 talking Illinois and Minnesota. We travel this weekend. And Luke Altmaier, the quarterback, today after 4 at 4:05. Tomorrow at 3:30, Luke Goody on the drive.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Every year on November 11th, the United States of America proudly celebrates Veterans Day. And at Muhammad Christian Church, we are very grateful for the men and the women who protect and preserve our freedom, and we recognize all veterans and salute our armed forces every day of the year. And this year, allow us to make those days special as we present the Muhammad Christian Church 18th Annual Living Flag. And you are cordially invited to join us as we are celebrating life, liberty, and the freedom of worship with our award-winning Living Flag celebration. This year, we are presenting our Living Flag on Friday, November 3rd at 7 p.m., Saturday, November 4th at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and our finale, Sunday, November 5th at 5 p.m. And in our lobby after each performance, as you greet and thank our veterans and our active military, we will be serving dessert and refreshments. Muhammad Christian Church, 908 North Lake of the Woods Road, across from the Lake of the Woods Golf Course. And for more information, please visit MuhammadChristian.org.
Here's what somebody recently said at Pards in Urbana. I was there just a few minutes, and somebody came up and asked if I needed help. And they were incredible, helped me find the size of boot I needed, and then I bought a second pair too. Everything was friendly, everything was excellent. Visit Pards in Urbana, 206 North Maple, between Maine and University in Urbana. It's Pards Western Shop since 1968. Or go online and visit pards.com, pards.com.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Israel's war with Hamas in phase 2, knocking out communications in Gaza. The Saudi defense minister at the White House today to discuss the war. The Hamas attack on Israel believed to have been spurred by Israel's warming relations with Saudi Arabia. In the U.S., college campuses have erupted with pro-Palestinian protests, morphing into anti-Semitic threats. Former Trump advisor and son-in-law Jared Kushner, who is Jewish, just returned from a conference in Saudi Arabia.
As an American Jew, you're safer in Saudi Arabia right now than you are on a college campus like Columbia University.
After the jacuzzi death of the beloved Friends actor Matthew Perry, it may be weeks before autopsy results are known. Signed copies of his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, talking about his addiction, going for $600 to $1,000 on eBay. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois police asking for help in their investigation of the shooting left one U of I student hurt Sunday morning in the area of South 3rd Street and East Healy Street. Police say 2 men got into a fight at a large house party, which led to that shooting. Now, again, the investigation is under control. Anyone with information should contact police. An investigation underway after an employee stabbed during an attempted robbery at a convenience store near the campus of the University of Illinois Champaign. Police say it happened at the Circle K on East Green Street early on Saturday. He was stabbed during a struggle with a man who tried to take alcohol from the store without paying. Investigation into a woman's death in Atwoods resulted in charges being filed against 2. Atwoods police chief said arrest warrants were issued for obstruction of justice and the death of 21-year-old Maya Evans. She was found dead August 19th at a home on North Iowa Street. Her death considered suspicious. Police and fire investigating. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Sean Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. Going to be a good-looking but cold day's worth of weather. A little more typical of mid to late November and these waning days of October. Sunshine and 43 today with a brisk northwest wind. Tonight, cold down at around 25 for the low. Tomorrow, a little spooky around the edges. Unseasonably cold, becoming windy, partly sunny, and a couple of snow showers and sprinkles in the air for the morning and again for the afternoon. Trick-or-treat time as well. Northwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. High temperatures just 39 tomorrow. Clearing off tomorrow night and cold, low down to 21, sunshine and 43 on Wednesday, but then nice moderation in temperatures expected back to more seasonal levels. Partly cloudy, chilly up to around 50 on Thursday. A Friday high of 57. Weekend forecast, maybe a shower late Saturday into Saturday night. Dry weather on Sunday. Weekend highs of 62 on Saturday, 61 on Sunday, and perhaps a couple of more spells of shower activity early next week with high temperatures again in the lower 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Whether your regular beauty counter has disappeared or you want a beauty refresh, then it's time to visit Merle Norman. Beautiful changes happen every day at Merle Norman. Whether you have a special event coming up or you're just in the mood for something new, you can depend on Merle Norman Cosmetics to satisfy all your beauty needs. From advanced skincare solutions to the latest looks and color, we're locally owned and ready to help you with expert guidance and award-winning products. No wonder we've been the go-to brand for millions of women since 1931. Visit us today at 706 West Market View Drive over by Subway. At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Mom, she won't stop touching me. Broccoli stinks.
Guys, no phones at the table.
Family dinner time? Not easy. But you know what is easy? OSF On-Call Urgent Care. When you need convenient, affordable care for minor illnesses and injuries, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. Be seen in person or connect 24/7 online when and where you need it. Learn more at osfoncall.org/urgentcare.
Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Over 60 years later, Frasca is committed to providing the best simulation equipment available with superior quality and a personal approach to service and support. Would you like to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for an accountant, a CNC machinist, manufacturing and electrical engineer, electronics design associate, and customer service support. Positions for software, aeronautical, mechanical engineer, and machine shop finisher are also available. Positions include an extraordinary benefits package. The perfect fit will enjoy full-time benefits with paid time off, holidays, a 401k, and a Monday through Friday schedule. For details, call 217-344-9200. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more about the application process at frasca.com/careers.
Yep, like I said, I like my team because it's old, and that's what Illinois did last night. Is they, at the end of the game, they got the guy from Utah Valley State from Utah. I mean, he averaged 20 points a game last year. I think he's 23 years old, and he made some great plays. Guy that cut down the middle and Coleman bounced it to him.
Oh yeah, that was a great play. You know, you got to give Brad Underwood credit because 5 or 6 or 7 guys stayed on the team. That's just these day and age.
Yeah.
It just, if they just don't stay on the same team. I like it.
Nope, it definitely is nice to have Terrence Shannon and Coleman Hawkins. Here is Bill Self at the press conference with the reporters after the ball game.
You learn about these teams, obviously both very good teams. You see these teams as being like, how much do they have to grow?
Well, we got a long ways to go. We're not close. We haven't figured out who we're going to play yet. We got a little depth. We got a kid hurt, but we got a little depth, and we knew that going in. So we've got some issues where our margin for error isn't as high as what it's been maybe in some years past. And the guys that play need to play well. And like the way Kevin McCullough played today and Terrence played today, you hope you bottle that, but there's no guarantee Terrence is going to shoot it like that or Kevin's going to score the ball like that every game. You got to have other people step up. Hunter got numbers, but he didn't play. And like he's capable of playing. I thought Hawkins had a terrific game. It was the difference because he was the guy that we couldn't match up with. And off ball screens and things like that. But Brad's going to have a really good team. Brad's team's going to get better. I like the pieces, and they have enough depth, and they got fouls that they can give inside. There's a lot of positive things about Brad's team. And their men for the most part. I think there will be positive things about my team. I don't think that I see them quite from a competitive standpoint yet. You give up let's just call it like it is. If Brad comes to Allen Fieldhouse and gives up 82, Illinois is probably not winning. We come up here or go anywhere and give up 82 on the road, you're not going to win. So our mindset isn't what it needs to be a good team yet.
That was Bill Self after the ball game where Illinois beat in an exhibition game. Does not count.
82-75 was the final, and it was a fundraiser essentially on this exhibition game for Maui Strong. Over $1 million. I know Coach Brad Underwood said the real winner is Maui, and is it Lahaina? The name
Lahaina.
Lahaina.
Lahaina is where they play in a small gym. Anyway, and they Brad and both Bill thought that this charity thing, scrimmage stuff, is great, and the NCAA had to approve it, and they'd love to do that again.
Deal. Yeah. But I will say, I'll have to clarify, it does not count as we go through the season on your season record. It counted. That was a big game for Illinois. It was a good start. It was a good scrimmage.
The psyche, mental understanding who they are
against a really good team.
Believing.
And the number one ranking, as you see, Illinois 82, Kansas 75. It's good. It's good stuff. And you can't get too heady about it either.
Right.
So it was really a good deal.
And because you generally don't get that chance to see where you are that early.
With no real consequence, but we get all the good, and then they raised $1 million for it.
It's super good. Okay, so here's Brad after the game.
I was very, very pleased with our offensive flow the first half. I thought we had difficulty at times in the second half. But both these guys got going from three. We took advantage of some ball screen coverages that they had. I was hoping tonight that Coleman might get 23s up, but then Terrence, they went under in their ball screens, gave him great looks, and then really excited about the start of the second half from this standpoint. They made their run. They made a run, and Hunter got going. McCullough got going. We gave them a few gifts that way, and then we withstood that, and we got back to playing really good basketball. We had 3 turnovers late, 7-minute mark or so. Those are turnovers we can't have, but we got a stop or two. And then we ran really good offense. Quincy, I think, we had a segment where he was 4-4 from the free throw line. And then we had he made a big time 3 on a big time drift play that helped break it open. But the end of the game, we had a lot of age out there, a lot of experience. And I will say that early in the season, you rely on that. It's going to be an opportunity for everybody to continue to grow in those areas, but we were trying to learn in those situations, and experience was something that I think Coleman was the youngest on the court, and he's been with us 4 years. So, but Kansas is a heck of a team. They're going to have a great year, and we just got to keep being everyday guys and do our job.
Brad Underwood after the win, 82-75, and Illinois now plays Eastern Illinois a week from tonight.
A dozen guys getting playing time, 8 different scorers registering points, and Terrence Shannon Jr. was the team high 28 points. Wow.
I remember vividly Gene Cady. He used to be a Purdue coach back in the day. His teams were always redshirted or come from prep school or picked up. I mean, they were all 22, 25 years old. I mean, I walked down the tunnel with them once, and I looked at my guys who were 19, and I looked at their guys 24 years old.
they're just men.
It's
a lot
good
different.
to have a little bit
Gosh.
maturity.
Yeah, and just age. And usually coaches like the older guys because they've just been through a few things.
Quincy Guerrier, Marcus Domask, and Justin Harmon, all grad students.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
think senior night's 9 guys. For a 2:00 game, you have to start at noon. I mean, it's going to be a long time.
Terrence Shannon Jr., a fifth-year senior.
Is the Eastern, that's the next game, Eastern Illinois?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the opening of the season.
Opening season. Yep. Busey is proud to give back to its communities by doing the right thing for customers, building trusted relationships that span generations. In 21 and 22, Busey Associates gave 20,000 hours. That's a lot of volunteering. Nearly 200 associates actively commit to board service in their towns. And Busey's contributed over $250,000 in scholarships throughout the footprint of the Busey people. Busey Associates have raised more than $450,000 through Pay It Forward. For more information about Busey's volunteer initiatives and charitable campaigns, you can check out Busey's 2022 Impact Report that's now out. If you go to busey.com/impact, you'll learn about their corporate sustainability practices, their associate training, recognition, and development, community development and reinvesting activities, their charitable initiatives and volunteerism efforts, governance practices and policies. Again, busey.com/impact. Busey, member FDIC, and isn't Van Dukeman retiring?
I think he stepped up into
he stepped
the position.
up.
Yes.
Of what? He was already CEO. What did he step up to?
And see, I have a feeling it was that he had stepped down and, he was into the dogs and all that. Didn't he have a show dog?
He had a Westminster winner with
Right.
Rumor. Rumor was the German Shepherd.
That's right.
But I heard news about Van Dukeman. I didn't know what it was. I don't know what he steps up when he's already leading the corporation. Anyway, Van Dukeman's a good man from Muhammad.
Sure is.
Yeah, Van and Pam. All right, we'll be right back. It is 8:44, ESPN 93.5. By now, you've all heard the expression. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Escape to the country at Curtis Orchard in Southwest Champaign as the kids enjoy the playground and the petting zoo and the country store at Curtis Orchard, featuring delicious apple cider, apple crisp donuts and pies, your favorite comfort foods made from scratch at the Flying Monkey Cafe. Come visit Curtis Orchard. Open now Monday through Saturday 9 to 6 and on Sundays 11 to 6. 3902 South Duncan Road in Champaign at curtisorchard.com.
All right, Van and Patty Dukeman I was just talking about. So Van Dukeman, I think, tried to retire. Then he was called back when Robin Elliott resigned.
That's right.
I'm trying to figure out the Busey thing because they're worth like $15 billion now, aren't they? Busey's worth a bunch.
It's an anchor bank for the area.
Yeah, and they're in now the St. Louis region. They're all over the place now.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so Van is still the man.
He has assumed the role of president and CEO after Robin Elliott's resignation.
Okay. All right. Okay, ESPN 93.5. I guess we didn't quite do all the sports headlines, so you can throw a few football games in there if you want.
You betcha. Well, and we had the playoff games. We talked earlier about Unity playing DeCoin at 2 o'clock.
Saturday afternoon.
After DeCoin beat the Monticello Sages. So we also have our basketball team, obviously, 82-75 over Kansas. And the big winner is the $1 million raised in that Maui Strong Relief. 11 three-pointers, out-rebounding the Jayhawks 39-32. Terrence Shannon Jr., 28 points. And a dozen Illini in playing time. We'll have our women in action against Truman State at 6 o'clock tonight. And we've been ranked in the preseason poll at number 23. 12 and under encouraged to come on out in costume for that event. And getting in free and getting some treats when you do that. Illinois men's golf at Cypress Point Club, Pebble Beach, California, in a Ryder Cup style tournament with 8 teams participating, hosted by Stanford University. Illinois volleyball beat number 16 Purdue. Next up will be Wednesday at Northwestern in Huff Hall at 7 o'clock. We had an AP football poll with Georgia and Michigan and Ohio State as the top 3. Our Illini will be facing Minnesota at Minnesota with the 2:30 kickoff on Saturday, November 4th. Colts were beat by New Orleans 38-27. Minnesota over Green Bay. Kirk Cousins exiting with a torn Achilles. That final with the Vikings on top 24-10. And the Chargers beat the Bears in the evening game 30-13. Las Vegas Raiders and Detroit Tigers at 7:15 tonight.
At what point do you hope your team loses? At what point do you say, man, you're not going
Because you want the draft pick?
You want to be the top pick or the...
I don't think there's ever a point you really hope they lose, but there's a silver lining there, and I think they all want to win the game. There is an inherent desire to beat the guy who you're playing against.
Yeah,
it isn't
sure.
you can talk about the ratings but there's the great ones like Ditka and Nitschke and Butkus. They just didn't think you should have been on the same field with them.
Yeah.
And they're going to show you why.
Yeah.
And that's just the game. You play the game for the game.
Mhm.
And then you look back for your accomplishments. You have your awards. Sometimes you lose sight of that, saying, well, this game doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it actually means something because you might be able to beat those guys.
Well, Lovie Smith went for 2 to get Houston a win last year and lost his job because had they not gone for 2, he'd have got the first pick in the draft. They went to win, and they won, and they lost the first pick in the draft.
That's what you'd expect from Lovey. He's paid to win, and that's you're stupid. No, you're not. Well, that's not right. Well, yes, it is. Yeah. And so he should have gone for 2. He should have tried to win the game,
and they did.
And you let the chips fall where they may. But I don't know. Is there really, you hype it as if the number 1 pick, you're going to the Super Bowl, number 2's worthless.
Right.
I don't
you're right.
think it's that much difference. And sometimes, I know one thing, we never got the overall number 1, but New Orleans has had a lot of number 1 picks. We're something like 3 successes out of 44
Well, Tom Brady was in the 6th round.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan was not the first pick in the draft. So
and I think you don't sacrifice your principle over the possibility that maybe you get the right pick. And then you pick the wrong pick, and you should have won the game because they call you an idiot for the next 5 years.
Yeah. It is 10 till. Let me get you one more great weather next. Always a pleasure to talk about Donnie up at Long Branch Steakhouse here in beautiful downtown Gifford. Well, you know what, friends? It's never too early to make your Christmas party reservations at the Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford. They are taking party reservations for December. 2 nights already gone. Don't be left out this year. If you want a fabulous night at the Long Branch for your office party, get it done now. Connect with the Long Branch Steakhouse and book your Christmas party. Long Branch Steakhouse, beautiful downtown Gifford.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Find the career you want and the work-life balance you need. Immediate openings are now available with RPC's Early Childhood Education Program in Champaign County. New competitive wages, Monday through Friday schedule, weekends, and 17 paid holidays, health insurance, pension, sick and vacation time, free training, and tuition. It's the perfect opportunity to ignite your career in the early childhood education field. Visit the Regional Planning Commission's Early Childhood Education Program now. ccrpc.org/jobs.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. In the wake of late week rainfall across the area, upwards of an inch noted in some spots and southern sections of the Corn Belt as well. It's more or less a mid to late November look and feel around these parts with sunshine and 43-degree readings for this afternoon. Brisk northwest wind, mostly clear, colder tonight, down around 25. A little smoky around the edges for the day tomorrow. A couple of snow showers and flurries for the morning and afternoon. Only 39 on Halloween with a northwest southwest wind 20 to 30 and gusty. Hold on to that trick-or-treat bag. Good and tight. Clearing off and colder still tomorrow night. Low down to 21. Sunshine and 43 on Wednesday. Will moderate temperatures up near 50 on Thursday. Sunshine and 57 on Friday. There may be a couple of rain showers around late Saturday and Saturday night. Nothing on Sunday. Weekend highs in the lower 60s. Back into increasing rainfall chances for early next week, with again high temperatures into the lower 60s. We'll keep you posted right here. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solye.
Escape to the country at Curtis Orchard in Southwest Champaign as the kids enjoy the playground and the petting zoo and the country store at Curtis Orchard, featuring delicious apple cider, apple crisp donuts and pies, your favorite comfort foods made from scratch at the Flying Monkey Cafe. Come visit Curtis Orchard. Open now Monday through Saturday 9 to 6 and on Sundays 11 to 6. 3902 South Duncan Road in Champaign at curtisorchard.com.
Jay Lehman here, former U of I All-American linebacker. Do you like steak? Do you like red meat? Well, if you do, you got to check out Long Branch Steakhouse. They had phenomenal steaks, sides, salads. I love the onion rings and the fried mushrooms as well as the fried pickles. You've got to check out Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. That's right, make the trip to Gifford for some of the best steaks you'll have. Kids love it too. I brought my whole family. I'll see you at Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford.
We were talking about Shad Khan just a moment ago. Johnny knows Shad pretty well, and he has not written a book. You should write a book called Heavy Lift and just talk about...
Well, it actually should be a book about all kinds of entrepreneurs or inventors, or really the American dream, whether it's a cafe that does different or better things and you get to do it yourself, and if you do well, you're not really working for someone, or if you have your key people, they get an opportunity to help run a company, and it's just the American dream. And when you come with something new, as Shad did, and I did, of course, it's different levels. Let's just be clear about that.
but I mean, it's
But it's the same concept, which is you can take your idea and then it's yours. We have the best thing in the United States, and Eddie Martin said this, who we talked to on Wednesday. Our patent system allows you to get credit in the way of, okay, you can market this. No one else can steal your idea. And see how you do. And it lasts 20 years. You can't renew a patent. It's 20 years. If you can't do it in that time, they figure, well, let someone else do this because it's worth something and you aren't doing great. But we complain about China particularly stealing our ideas, and then you don't get the credit for coming up with it because they put money in and beat you to the market. So our patent system protects us from that. And
but nobody, I mean, seriously, you're humble, but nobody's done as many heavy lifting projects as you have.
I don't know.
I mean, you were at over 50,000, 70,000. I mean,
but we didn't do the whole project. We did just the critical lift
when
system,
you actually lifted off the ground.
The rigging that allowed the package to be lifted in the orientation. That
how many did the VB 10,000 lift though?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
But,
so there's.
But most of our lifts we were involved in the rigging, and we had 200,000 lifts, probably more. But there's other.
But the system of boxing it, getting it back, I mean, that's not easy.
Well,
and testing all your stuff.
It's like any business. You work out the details.
Didn't you have 1,000 employees at one point? 1,000. That's a big company. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot.
That's probably when it started to be unfun.
By the way, shots between 20 and 25,000.
Yeah.
And that's 1,000 was I was ready to go. Consultants ask if they wanted me to help. If I wanted their help to get from 1,000 to 2,500, and at that point, I'm like, I'm kind of aiming for getting from 1,000 back down to 0. Because
that's
you know
what?
There's a lot on that, and I've been in it 37 years.
Oh man,
and,
that's a lot.
I know, Steve. I will say this: I'm gonna miss that job. It's been 5 years, really bad someday, but not today.
Should we leave it in the
No,
garage?
that's awesome. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you dropping in, Johnny. As always, you got another couple days here, and then you're out of here.
And we've got Jay Lehman today after
3 o'clock.
3, and Luke Altmaier after 4 to set up that Minnesota game. It's good stuff here on ESPN 93.5.
All right, Johnny.
All right, thanks,
Catch
Diane.
you tomorrow, probably.
Yes,
then.
sir.
All right,
Enjoy the
brother
day.
Johnny. Thank you, Diane.
Have a good one.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. The Drive this afternoon with Jay Lehman and Luke Altmaier from 3 to 5. Thanks for listening. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Monday.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Head to Merle Norman for your free gift with purchase. Shop now to receive a trial-sized eyeliner, makeup remover, plush lip liner, and a lip gloss. Available at Merle Norman, 706 West Marketview Drive in Champaign.
Free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetics products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only beginning September 1st, 2023. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Not available at merlenorman.com.
Hey, all you backyard chefs and grill gurus. Barbecue season is here, and I know that you're anxious to fire up that smoker or grill, but your yard needs mowed. Yes, your wife is getting hangry, but that grass isn't going to cut itself. What's an aspiring pitmaster going to do? Get the world's fastest mower, of course, a Dixie chopper from Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. They carry a full line of Dixie choppers from the Z2 and Magnum residential models up to the big Excalibur and classic commercial machines that can mow nearly 8 acres an hour. This is award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstott, and whether I'm cooking low and slow or hot and fast, I always have time to savor the flavor because my mowing time is cut down by Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest mower. Get your Dixie Chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, 217-328-0562.
This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. Your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. Now ESPN at 9 o'clock.